What's the greatest risk that you have when it comes to your retirement planning? Now, this risk is so unassuming that most retirees fail to look into it. I want you to analyze what could possibly go wrong. So you're at that doorstep of retirement, and suddenly you have a cloud of things going through your mind. The first of which is whether you have enough money. Is this money going to last for as long as you live? Let's go and analyze 7 key areas that you want to focus on for your retirement. 7 key areas that could result in this retirement not working out successfully. Now, the first key area here is tax. If you don't get your tax planning done correctly, this could be disastrous. You could end up paying a lot more tax than what you expected to pay, in which case you have a lot less retirement capital, which then puts your money at risk, and you're suddenly going to be concerned that you could run out. If you don't invest your money wisely, if you're not investing in a proper strategy, the same cycle could take place. You could lose a significant amount of money due to market crashes or just by investing in the wrong strategy. Also, in terms of income, if your income is not correct, if the budgeting wasn't done properly, suddenly you're taking more income than what you need, or suddenly you're forced to take less income than what you need. But either way, it puts your money at risk. You could run out of money a lot faster than what you expected. Access to cash. Do you have enough money kept aside so that you can do the things that you want to do? You can do the holidays that you've got planned. You've got money kept aside for emergencies. And life happens. Every year in your retirement is not going to be the same. So do you have enough cash kept aside for that? What about tax on death? Is there any planning that's done around that? Because trust me, if you have an idea as to the amount of tax that an individual pays when they pass away, it's enough to make them pass away again. What about timing? When is the right time to start for your retirement planning? See, that's another key area. Start too late, you suddenly put yourself under pressure. You've got a lot of things to cover. And if you're starting too early, it does give you some benefit, but what happens if you start early, but you don't start to implement some of the changes? It's almost like you're a hamster on a wheel. You're running and running, but not really getting anywhere. And then legacy planning. If your plan is done correctly, you want to get to a point where you never run out of money. That's the focus that I aim to when I'm working with retirees. Getting them to a point where they never run out of money. Now, if you're never running out of money, it means that you're going to have money when you're not around. What sort of legacy planning is taking place? How do you ensure that that money is then passing on to the people that you love and care for? Because if it's not being done, there's someone waiting for that money, and that's ours. So these are 7 key areas that you want to focus on in order to ensure that that retirement is going to be successful. But this video is all about showing you what's the greatest risk. And if you pick on these 7 areas, what would you say is the greatest risk? Well, shockingly, I want to tell you that none of these compare to the risk as what I'm going to show you next. See, the greatest risk that you have comes with regards to your financial planner. And why this is so unassuming is when you're engaging with a financial planner, you might have the perception that we're all the same, that all financial advisors are qualified. We all know about tax. We all know about investing. We all know about retirement planning, but it's not the case. And this is the reason why you might see experiences, or you might have heard of experiences where an individual has a good experience with an insurance company, let's say Old Mutual, and then you have someone else who has a really unpleasant experience with Old Mutual. It's got nothing to do with Old Mutual as a company or Discovery or Momentum or any of the insurance companies. It has to do with the quality of advice that's coming through, because they all have good products. It's just what advice is being given to you in order to lead you to that good product. So that's why I say your greatest risk is your financial planner. But I can see you're looking a bit bewildered, so I want to take this a step further. Let's go back to those 7 areas, right? You agree with me, if you have a financial advisor who knows how to do tax planning, this can be sorted out well for you because they know how to do tax planning. If your financial advisor knows how to do investing, they can tend to that. If they know how to do budgeting, they can help you with your income. They can create emergency funds for you, and as well as the ability to access cash, create savings for holidays, all done in advance. They can ensure that the tax on death is kept to a minimum. They can give you guidance on when to start and what's the right steps to put into place. And then they can also give you guidance in terms of legacy planning. How do you ensure that this money goes down the line? So can you see why it's such a risk? Because on the flip side, you could end up getting a financial advisor or financial planner who does not know how to do this. And let's say they're not familiar on any one of these 7 areas. Let's just assume the access to cash. That suddenly puts your entire retirement plan at a major risk, because you're going to start to look at where you can access cash. And it happens for any. If they're not familiar with tax, you could end up paying more than what you should in tax. So this is why I'm sharing with you that your greatest risk is the financial planner. Now, the thing is, and this is some tough love here, you can't blame SARS, you can't blame the government, and you certainly can't blame the financial advisor if you lose money in any of these areas. And the reason I'm saying this to you is, who chose the financial advisor? It's only you. So you're the one that's making that choice in terms of who's going to be your financial planner. And this video is going to guide you on what steps you can take to choosing the right financial advisor, but bearing in mind that when it comes to you visiting a doctor, every single doctor that you visit has qualified, they've studied, they've got themselves up to a certain level. When it comes to financial planning, our profession is still getting itself to, or let me rather say the industry is still getting itself to a point where it's called a profession. Not every single financial advisor or planner is a certified financial planner. Not every single person is focusing on retirement planning. Not everyone has the skills with tax. But that's your advantage. You now have to screen different advisors to make sure that you're getting someone who is well equipped. And the reason why I'm saying you can't blame anyone is SARS is telling you upfront, this is how the tax system works. They're giving you that information. They're telling you if you take this income, this will be the tax. If you take this lump sum, this will be the tax. So you can't blame them at the end if you're having to pay money, and because they're already telling that to you, they're giving you the information. Likewise, when it comes to the government, they're giving you information to tell you, look, this is what's taking place. So you can't you can't change them. You can't change the government and you can't change SARS. What you want to do is get a financial planner who understands that, who understands SARS, and then gives you the guidance to ensure that you're able to create these types of savings. So what's the secret for today's video? The secret is, I want you to focus on who, not what. So often, many retirees get focused on the what side of it, meaning, what do I need to do to save on tax? What do I need to do to make sure I'm investing wisely? What do I need to do to ensure I get an income that's never running out? The challenge is the Income Tax Act is pretty intense, it's pretty detailed. So when you start to focus on tax, it's overwhelming, you agree? So the secret is, let's not focus on what, focus on who. So who knows that already that I can partner with? And I'll use an example. Let's say you want to get yourself a lot more fit. You could decide that you want to get to gym on your own. You could do cycling on your own. You could get onto gym on your own. You could do it yourself, right? The challenge is, by you doing it on yourself, you agree there's times where you might procrastinate. And when you procrastinate, that could result in you not heading over to gym or not doing the exercise. Sometimes a little bit of laziness steps in, right? Yeah, we human, so that could come in. We could also have an issue with our diet because maybe you're not able to control that very well. But what all of this is just a lack of discipline and a lack of willpower. And the secret is, if we focus on, instead of focusing on the what, we start to focus on who. So who has already mastered this? Who's already very good with exercising? Who's already got the discipline, the diet, who's conquered that you can partner with? And then you look to see, hey, I can get a fitness coach. And when you get a fitness coach, this is someone who's guiding you on all areas of health. So they're not just making sure that you're okay at the gym, but they're making sure that your diet is okay, which then means the chances of success start to increase. Now, the choice of fitness coach is left to you. So you can choose, obviously, based on various factors. And the same when it comes to financial planner or financial advisor. Think of them as your financial coach. You want to get someone who knows how to do this well. See, when it comes to these areas, they know how to do these 7 areas well. They've got a proven track record. Have a look online for testimonials or case studies where you can see how they've done this for other individuals. then you sort of know, hey, this is somebody who can help you. Taking it a step further, Warren Buffett says, price is what you pay, value is what you get. So very often I see retirees being focused on the price, and I understand where you're coming from. You don't want to pay more than what you should, neither do I, and nobody wants to pay that more than what they should. What I want to guide you on now is how do you extract value from a financial planner as opposed to just the price? And we're going to use two examples, right? So I'm going to use financial advisor A here, and we use financial advisor B on this end. So from a pricing perspective, there's standard pricing that happens amongst the insurance companies in terms of costs. I'm going to use an example here just to make the math look easy. I'm going to say that the standard cost for the financial planning, let's just assume, is 100,000. Again, we're just using an example, right? So that's what you should be paying. It's 100,000. Now, if financial advisor A, if you're shopping around in the marketplace, financial advisor A might tell you, look, I'm going to reduce this fee. I'm going to make it to 50,000 for you. Right? So you're getting half off. Now, what's the good thing is your immediate cost is reduced, right? But we want to be mindful that you're not penny wise and pound foolish. And here's what I mean. If financial advisor A is going to discount this for you, right? So they're reducing the price. Think about how the profession works. At the present moment, all financial advisors are working on commission. Most of us work on commission. A very small select group of us charge a financial planning fee. So if the financial advisor is working on commission, now there's sort of like an incentive to want to get your business. And this is where you've got to be extremely cautious, right? Because if the fee is reduced, you want to check to see, are they going to do tax planning? Are they going to do investment? Are they going to do income? Are they going to allow access to cash, tax on death, when to start, legacy planning? Are they doing these 7 elements for you? Because if they're merely reducing the cost here, what happens if the tax planning is not good and suddenly you end up paying tax of 250,000? So then your total cost here ends up being 300,000. See? If we add to that, what if the investing is not good? And as a result of the investing not being good, you lose some money in the markets. Let's say 500,000. It's a significant amount of money. It's a recipe for disaster because are you ever going to feel comforted? Are you ever going to feel assured that your retirement's okay with that kind of structure? On financial advisor B, now again, you want to make sure that you're not being charged more than you should. So here's where the value comes in. What if financial advisor B is in a position to save you tax of 250,000? So notice what just happened. You ended up having a financial planning fee of 100,000, but you saved 250,000 in tax. So what's transpired here? The financial advisor is paid for himself or herself. You agree? Because the cost is 100, but tax saving became 250,000. Now, I like to structure this a lot more deeper because on my end, I want to make sure every area is covered, right? Not just the money that you have to invest now. So the reason why I do this a lot deeper is there's multiple areas for you to save money. So assuming I could then help you to save on tax on death. Now we're taking, this is tax on death. And let's assume the saving that we generate there is 500,000. So now this is adding more value to you, right? What about from an investing perspective? If I show you how to protect your capital and then start to grow the capital, and again, let's say the capital grew 500,000 after a period. So now from a value perspective, see, from a value perspective, that's 1,250,000. So you've paid 100,000, the value is 1.2 million. Here it is again. Warren Buffett says it. He's the greatest investor. Well, I regard him as the greatest investor of all time. At one stage, the richest man in the world. Price is what you pay. Value is what you get. So here it is. Price is what you pay. Value is what you get. So when it comes to financial advisors, you have that choice. You're in control of that. That's why I say your greatest risk is the choice of financial planner. And I still say to you, that's within your control. So you can't blame anyone if you get this thing wrong. You're going to have to make sure that you're assessing, doing your homework in order to ensure that you're getting this done correctly. Now, this entire video series is guided on giving you step-by-step instruction on how to ensure that that retirement is going to work really, really well for you. If you're wanting to reach out to me for assistance, at the moment, I specialize in a very select group of retirees, but you're welcome to reach out and I'll guide you on the procedures that I have. If not, the entire series again is going to guide you on step-by-step what you need to do to ensure you're choosing the right planner. So if you need to reach out, there's some details in the description, or you're welcome to get onto our website. I'll see you on the next video.